Nselmilkom nilqakom għal programm ieħor fis-sensiela Paqpa. Illum ninsabu ġewwa mużew verament sabiħ ġewwa Seinsheim il-Ġermanja u kellna l-opportunità niltaqgħu mal-President ta' dan il-mużew u nintervistaw. Mela, qiegħed il-Ġermanja ġewwa Seinsheim u miegħi għandi Sur Herman Lajer li fil-fatt huwa il-President ta' dan il-mużew. Ħadna dawra b'din il-karozza klassika u ħanitkellmu miegħu eżattament fuq il-kunċett wara dan il-mużew. Thank you very much for meeting us here today. The first thing I'd like to ask you is, how did the idea, the concept of this museum come about?
We were collectors. Everybody had stuff to have, and nobody had space.
Okay.
So we met us in 1980 and we formed a club. And we said, okay, we are a club, let's have a location, and then we do a museum, and the entrance people should pay the rent and everything. So we came up with this place. We started with 5,000 square meters, and the visitors liked what we did. And so, also because we are on the Autobahn, a lot of people started to come. First some years were very difficult, but now it's very good. The museum flies, and we are very happy about it.
A million visitors.
Yes, museum flies, and we are very happy for that. And we also founded a museum in Speyer, which is 40 miles away, for the big stuff. Jumbo jets, space shuttles and stuff like this.
Right. So the club provides the space, but the cars are actually owned by the original owners, and they put their cars on exhibition here.
Yes. The museum is like a hobby garage. The cars belong to the members. This one belongs to me personally. It's a race car from 1905. It's a Star made in England in Wolverhampton. And so normally the car is in the museum, but at the beautiful weather we have it a little bit out. It needs running, and this is the difference for some other museums. The stuff we show is running, and so you see if it's living or not. And we say to our friends who give us stuff on loan, please drive it.
So they're free to come over, take the car out, and bring it back.
In earlier years I had very long-term loans. But this is not necessary. If somebody has a Lamborghini in the museum and he wants to drive it, the garage home is full with a Ferrari. So he brings the Ferrari, takes the Lamborghini, and we always have changing exhibits.
What I noticed is that you're not limited to cars and bikes, but there's some other very interesting attractions as well.
Of course, we put airplanes on the roof, and
how did you manage to get
I did it since 1981 daily. Now I'm president, so it's not more daily business. But the stuff with the Concorde and the Tupolev is unique in the world, like many stuff in the museum. And so we are happy to have them, and the most beautiful transport, with help from our members, of course. They can donate the transport to the museum tax-free. So everybody's interested to work together with us. And the transport of the Concorde was the most beautiful thing I've ever done.
Bringing it here?
Yes, and putting him on the roof. I was working on the idea more than 10 years.
It's an engineering feat, even how you managed to support it up there. It seems to be in flight. Yes. Even walking inside it is an experience because...
I'm engineer, and so the museum is my hobby.
Future plans, where do you wish to take this concept?
We need to secure the future of the museum, and as you recognize, we don't have modern cars like Golf GTI or like the modern BMWs and the modern classics. And at the moment, we could buy real estate directly on the museum, so I can make a building with 3,000 square meters flat floor, and there we will modernize the museum. And there we will have every year another show. Alphas, AMG, Golf, Opel, and so we will have
There's
every.
a lot of other European brands, especially the British, probably have an area where you can increase quite a bit of.
We do inspire within the next 3 weeks the grand opening of very British.
All right.
So that's why some of the British stuff is moved to Speyer. And there you will have everything, the Healey's and the Jaguars and all that kind of stuff.
Really. Do you have a lot of outdoor activities as well? Do you get clubs visiting with their cars?
Of course. The new concept will be, we have a show and we have one meeting a year with the theme of the show. But we have here the motorbike weekend, so we have 1,000 Harleys and lots of old motorbikes and Wall of Death. It's on the first weekend of October. In Speyer we have Bratzeltag, it's on the second weekend of May. We had last year attendance of 20,000 visitors. So museum is flying, everything is good.